Can your text editor do this? If I'm on a function and I do this, you'll select all those things. Your text editor can do this, like increasing the font size, decreasing the font size. If I type F1, it would open simple key bindings. I remember using VI, later on VIM, and I fell in love with Emacs. Eventually, I found some friends. They are quite expert and efficient. Plus, they all are highly experienced. I felt same using Emacs in front of them. So I had to pretend I like new VIM. It was quite efficient whenever I engaged with coding and dedicatedly working on programming like few days. After few days, when I returned from field work or farming, I used to forget those key bindings. HJKL, I know it feels so easy, but I used to forget those key bindings. I had to print a key binding and I had to put that key binding in front of me. So those was not intuitive enough. I needed my own text editor. So I created one. This is the text editor. I called it E. As ED or editor is taken, I had to name it E. I'm sure your text editor can do this, like increasing the font size, decreasing the font size, increasing the font size. Can your text editor do this? If I type F1, it would open simple key bindings, in short, help and keyboard shortcuts. Control Q to quit, Control S to save. That means simple Control S, Control C, Control V will work out of the box. I know I can select this thing and press Control C to copy and paste Control V to edit. I know there is already implemented text editor called Micro that can do those things very easily. But can your text editor do this? If I'm on a function and I do this, you'll select all those things. Let me show you again by going over here. If I select, all those will be selected. Here is a if statement. Can we select all the if statement? Yes, we can select by simply typing Shift, Alt and upper and lower arrow keys. So it feels great when I can use those arrow keys, especially VI or Emacs related text editor cannot do those things, right? But using VS Code, it feels easy, but it do not feel dignified and it is so much bloated. Like if you want to work with a powerful machine, it seems very snappy. But if you are not having that much of powerful system, you will feel that it is laggy and resource hungry. I started this text editor 2 or 3 days ago and it is delivering quite a good performance. In terms of binary size, it is only 8.5 MB and it is having all those necessary things. Even the inline search works very well. Let me show you some simple features. Control A selects all the things in your file. Shift and using just arrow key, you will be able to select one by one character. And if you use Shift and arrow, it will select word by word. And if you use Shift, Alt and up and down, it will go chunk by chunk. What do I mean chunk by chunk? Like this. If I am on this if or for loop, like if I am on this for loop, it will select the whole for loop for me. Yes, it can support multiple files and multiple buffers. Let me show you. Simple WQ will ask you whether you want to save that file or not. In this case, I don't want to save, so let's press no. As you see, I have opened 3 files. All those 3 files are there. What if I want to create a new text file? It will open a new text file. But where is the new buffer? If I press Alt followed by comma or dot, it will simply move around those tabs. At that bottom, you see tab is mentioned. You can easily navigate all your open tabs. Even you can quit a single tab just by Control W. If I quit again, it will quit, but still one tab containing the new file. That means the empty buffer. It will ask me whether I want to save it or not. And finally, if I type Control W, it will close the editor. Same, if I type Control W, it is asking whether to save. Can your editor do this? Like opening multiple files at a time. And what about opening a file? File browser is built in, like capability.txt. I can go through all those things. But I found some issues. Like I wanted to have all those intuitive things. That means Control C, copy, Control V, paste. It is working. But what about Control Shift and using right arrow, left arrow, even with the upper arrow and lower arrow? I cannot do this because by default, Linux, Windows, those operating system, even Mac, tends to bind those as their operating system shortcut. shortcuts. That is the reason why I cannot do those things. But I'm sure I will find some another way. Or even if I had to make an operating system only for those intuitive text editor, I will do that. For now, I will work with this one, like control O, it will open files. Like what if I want to open this draw.go? That is the main draw file which generates or simply draws all those screens. That means even the left side line numbers and the bottom status bar and the main text editor buffer. All those drawing is done by this draw.go file. What are the other? Yes, shift and home. Like if I want to select this whole line, I will just press shift and end. It will select the line. What else I am missing? Control alt F. It will open a model like system. Like if I want to find where main is mentioned, all those files are having main. That means not only within the file, I can search for any file within this directory. Find and replace in all files also works fine. Still, I'm not satisfied how it works. Like still it is not intuitive enough. Like if you want to select one single character, what do? I simply press shift and right arrow to select text one by one character. And what if I want to select text word by word? I will just press control, but it is not working. Not working. Why? Because of this freedom operating system. Do I create a full operating system or do I create a window manager? I'm not sure, but I think I need to do something for this. There might be another way, one simple way. Like what if simple Go program creates a HTTP server and that HTTP server returns all those files and my text editor will sit on the web UI interface. Yes, that is a good plan. I think that plan can work smoothly. Okay, I got a plan and I think I continue that plan.